One Piece fans are eating well these days. With the release of back-to-back chapters, it looks like Oda wants to just end the Egghead Island arc as soon as possible. But how does one even sum up such a masterpiece? Because from the looks of it, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that the Egghead Island arc is going to go down as one of the best arcs in the history of One Piece. Of course, after it's finished, and there's still a long way to go from the looks of it. And from the beginning to end, the Egghead Island arc has no doubt had some of the most craziest moments happen in the entire series. I mean, if I begin listing all of the things that have happened in this arc alone, there's no way it'll fit in a single video. From Kuma punching Saturn right in his face to right now when the giant robot punched Wacury in the face and even broke off one of its tusks. Like, how crazy is that? It looks like we've come full circle. I doubt anyone thought we were seeing a giant robot facing off against a giant boar-like monster anytime soon. But that just shows you one of the ways that Oda has decided to blow our minds on the Straw Hat's adventure to Egghead Island. Speaking of the giant robots, it looks like we finally have a name for it. In the recent chapter, we saw into the thoughts of the giant robot as it woke up and attacked Wacury, and it looked like the robot's name is Emeth. Now, that is something that no one else expected. I mean, I for sure didn't think the robots would have a name, let alone that Oda would reveal it this soon. But that is not all. From the robot's thoughts, it looked like someone was telling the robot the time, in air quotes, is finally here. And from the looks of it, we might be getting a flashback whenever the next chapter comes out. But that is for a later discussion. For now, something that I and probably a lot of you guys are curious about, just what is it time for? And for one, who was the person talking to our favorite giant robots? So let's take a look at who Emeth is and what its mission is. Now, let's get one thing out of the way first. I feel like it's obvious at this point, but I think that the person who was talking to Emeth in his thoughts was the previous and the actual Joyboy. Because just think about it. Who else could it even be? The only person we know who has a connection to the Iron Robot or the Iron Giant is the Joyboy and no one else. So it makes sense that the one appearing in its thoughts is the very same Joyboy that Vegapunk talked about during his broadcast, which, yeah, is still going on, by the way. It might be someone else since we don't have any confirmation until the next chapter comes out. But with the stuff that we know right now, I feel like it being the original Joyboy is the only option. After all, who else would Emeth even listen to? As for who it is or what its mission or purpose is, that is something we still have to figure out. But Vegapunk might have helped us out on that part. Now, you might be thinking, just how could Vegapunk have helped us figure anything out? Well, just sit around for a bit and I'm going to show you just how. One of the biggest reveals that Vegapunk made related to Emeth was that, one, it was an ally to Joyboy, and secondly, that it attacked Marijoa. Now, why would it even do that? And how could that be related to its mission or purpose? Well, this could all be connected to the mysterious warrior that is Joyboy. While we still don't know much about him, the fact that Emeth was also a companion of Joyboy and he still remembers Joyboy means that Emeth was one of the people, or one of the few people, can we even call the giant robot a person? Does it even have a soul? That Joyboy trusted enough to do some things for him. This also explains why Joyboy might have given Emeth a certain mission to do before he passed away or was caught by the world government. But what could that mission even be? And why did it end up with Emeth attacking Marijoa? Let's try to figure that out. Another one of the hints that we have to try to figure out is the purpose of Emeth from this recent chapter. We saw, just as Emeth was punching Wacury and breaking one of its fangs, that Joyboy was telling Emeth that it was finally time. Now, time for what exactly? And what exactly has changed in the past years that now is the best time to act? Once again, I think that everything is connected to Joyboy. It all comes back to him always. How, you might think? But just think about it. The thing that Joyboy could be talking about could be the arrival of Luffy. In his final moments, or when Joyboy finally realized that he was going to die, he probably handed Emeth the final mission, which was finding the new Joyboy and helping him out. This might be why Emeth has been looking for Joyboy forever and apologized when we first saw it wake up. because it thought that it had failed the mission given to it by Joyboy. But it might have been wrong this whole time, and the mysterious voice in his head confirms it, since in Emeth's thoughts, at least, confirms that now is the time to act. This is the time that Emeth has been waiting for all this time. Joyboy has finally been reincarnated in the form of Luffy and is facing down enemies just like the original one did all that time ago. But did Joyboy know all along that someone would be facing the same situation that he did all that time ago? Or was it just done as an act of blind faith? After all, from the looks of it, it seems like Joyboy actively trusted Emeth to do his job and believed that someday someone will take up the title of Joyboy once more. And who else to do it than the beloved captain of the Straw Hats himself? But we still don't know what Emeth's purpose exactly might be. All we know for now is that it is somehow connected to Luffy because, well, he is the reincarnation of Joyboy after all. But it could be related to helping the new Joyboy out in another way possible. We still don't know much about Emeth or why it was created, but let's take a second to think about just why Joyboy gave it this mission. We will have to dive into the Void Sentry to figure out just what Emeth's true purpose might be, because I think that when Joyboy was on the brink of being defeated, or when he finally realized that there was no winning the war he was fighting against the allied nations, he could have told Emeth to wait for him or to just find him when he awakens once more, since Joyboy wanted the new one to have a better chance at defeating the allied nations, now the world government, which is why he asked Emeth to wait for the right time before finally joining in on the fight. And now, since Luffy finally awakened his Gear 5th form, and he is fighting the world government, it's finally time for Emeth to jump into action. Not only that, it is also possible that Emeth's true purpose isn't just to help the new Joyboy in fighting against the world government, but also to help the new Joyboy realize his importance and purpose in the world. We all know about how Luffy's stamina while using the Gear 5 form is abysmal. It's a major drawback considering how powerful the form is. He can barely maintain it for a significant period of time before completely exhausting himself, and this has been a point of concern and debate amongst fans. Some even worry that this limitation might be a critical flaw in his battles against the strongest opponents. The way Luffy struggles to keep Gear 5 active shows that while he's made incredible progress, there's still a long way to go, and I am pretty sure that there's speculation that the Gear 5th we see right now might not be the final version of Luffy's awakened form. Many fans believe that what we've witnessed is just a small showing of what the real Gear 5th form is. Now, given Luffy's history of pushing his limits and evolving his abilities in the face of new challenges, it's not far-fetched to imagine that Gear 5th will become even better as time passes on. It's almost a tradition in One Piece for characters to unlock hidden potentials when the stakes are high, and Luffy is no exception to this rule. We might be seeing the real Gear 5th soon. Emeth might be the key to finally unlocking the full potential of Luffy's awakened form. It's believed that once Luffy fully understands his place in all of this and finally realizes his role as the reincarnation of the legendary Joyboy, he might be able to overcome the current limitation of Gear 5. Imagine Luffy not tapping into his devil fruit powers, but also aligning them with his spirit and willpower in a way that has never been seen before. This could lead to a version of Gear 5 that not only incredibly is powerful, but also sustainable for long periods of time. It will also allow Luffy to fight at his peak without being exhausted all the time. There's a sense of excitement and anticipation around this potential evolution. It's this journey of growth and the promise of becoming even more powerful that keeps everyone connected to the story. And even being the captain, Luffy might be one of the people who is going to get the greatest boost in power pretty soon. Don't you see? Emeth could be the key to unlocking Luffy's full potential. Imagine Emeth revealing the secrets about the original Joyboy to Luffy. That will change everything. The original Joyboy is a legendary figure someone who held immense power and changed the entire world. If Luffy learns about the real strength of Joyboy, he might find new inspiration and discover new things about his awakened form. If Emeth tells Luffy the story of Joyboy, it could give Luffy a deeper understanding of his destiny and the powers he possesses, and his place in the world as the new Joyboy. This knowledge will allow Luffy to finally come to terms with who he is and use the power of his Gear 5th form to its full potential. This could be the boost Luffy needs to perfect Gear 5th, or maybe even develop something entirely new. The possibilities are endless. Emeth's guidance might just be what Luffy needs to overcome the stamina issues with Gear 5 and turn it into a form that he can use freely without having to power down every 5 minutes like he's doing right now. So this could be the actual purpose of Emeth and why Joyboy wanted it to survive and find the new incarnation of Joyboy. So it could help them realize their true strength and the war that has been going on for centuries. This is why now is the perfect time for Emeth to act. With Luffy finally fighting the world government head on, it's only a matter of time before he runs into Emu. And with Emeth on his side, not only will he have a powerful ally, like the robot broke one of Wacury's teeth with a single punch, but also someone who can teach him about the original Joyboy. Just imagine, right? Luffy finally learning the truth about the original Joyboy and learns all different ways that he can use his powers. And with the final saga on the way, Emeth is going to be one of the best allies that anyone could ask for. I, for one, am excited for the next chapter, and I can't wait to finally learn more about Emeth and how he is going to help Luffy. Until the next time, it is your boy setting sail and signing out. Peace. I love you guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.